The old library stood on a forgotten street corner, its presence almost a secret to the bustling world outside. Its stone walls were adorned with ivy, twisted and ancient, as if nature itself was trying to reclaim the knowledge within. Inside, cobwebs clung to towering shelves, each one a testament to the years of neglect and the stories left untold. The air was heavy, thick with the smell of aging paper and dust, a scent that carried the weight of countless forgotten tales. Shadows danced in the dim light filtering through grimy windows, creating an eerie atmosphere that seemed to whisper secrets to those who dared to listen. Arthur, a historian known for his skepticism, stepped inside, his heart pounding with a mix of excitement and trepidation. He adjusted his spectacles, his gaze sweeping over the countless volumes that lined the shelves, each one a potential key to unlocking the past. Each book held a story, a piece of the past he longed to uncover, a fragment of history waiting to be pieced together. He inhaled deeply, the musty scent doing little to deter his academic curiosity. It was a smell he had grown accustomed to, one that signaled the presence of untapped knowledge. He had come to this forgotten repository of knowledge in search of a hidden truth, a truth that had eluded many before him. Arthur believed that within these walls lay the answers to questions that had haunted historians for centuries. The library, with its silent whispers and ancient tomes, was a place where the past and present converged, where the echoes of history could still be heard if one listened closely enough. As he began his search, Arthur felt a sense of purpose, a determination to uncover the secrets that had been buried in the dust of time. Arthur scoffed at tales of ghosts and hauntings. He believed in facts, in tangible evidence. Yet there was an undeniable eeriness to the library. It sent shivers down his spine, prickling his skin. He brushed off the sensation, attributing it to the building's age and his own overactive imagination. He navigated through labyrinthine aisles, his fingers trailing along the spines of leather-bound books. The silence was broken only by the soft rustle of his coat and the occasional creak of the ancient floorboards. He reached the history section, his eyes scanning the titles for the specific period he was researching. As Arthur reached for a particularly worn volume, a cold breeze swept through the aisle. It was unusual, unexpected in the stillness of the library. He turned, his eyes searching for the source of the draft. The windows were closed, the doors seemingly shut tight. Then, a loud thump echoed through the silence. A book, thick and bound in leather, had fallen from a shelf behind him. He walked over, picking it up. The pages were old, the ink faded. The title sent a shiver down his spine. Chronicles of the Library's Lost Souls. Arthur's heart pounded in his chest. He tried to rationalize, to dismiss the events as mere coincidence. But deep down, a seed of unease began to sprout. He continued his search, his senses heightened, every creak and groan of the library amplifying his growing anxiety. Suddenly a figure appeared at the end of the aisle. A man, tall and gaunt, with spectacles perched on his long nose. He wore an old-fashioned librarian's frock coat. His face was pale, his eyes hollow. Arthur froze, his breath catching in his throat. He blinked, and the figure was gone. Section 5. Unraveling the Librarian's Secret. Days turned into weeks as Arthur delved deeper into his research. The library, with its towering shelves and dusty tomes, became his second home. He spent countless hours poring over ancient manuscripts, deciphering cryptic notes, and cross-referencing historical records. The deeper he dug, the more he realized that the library held secrets far beyond his initial expectations. He couldn't shake off the image of the ghostly librarian. Every night as the clock struck midnight, he felt a cold presence watching over him. The apparition, with its hollow eyes and tattered robes, seemed to be guiding him, urging him to uncover the truth. Arthur's dreams were haunted by visions of the past, of events that transpired long before he was born. He scoured local archives, piecing together the history of the library. Old newspapers, forgotten diaries, and yellowed letters became his primary sources. Each document he found added a new layer to the mystery. He discovered tales of forbidden romances, hidden treasures, and dark rituals that took place within the library's walls. He discovered a name, Elias Blackwood, the former head librarian who had died under mysterious circumstances decades ago. Blackwood was a man of great intellect and passion, dedicated to preserving the library's vast collection. But his sudden death left many questions unanswered. Was it an accident, or was there something more sinister at play? Rumors of Blackwood's demise spread like wildfire through the town. Some claimed he was cursed, others believed he was murdered. The townsfolk, with their vivid imaginations, wove intricate stories about his final days. They spoke of secret meetings, hidden enemies, and a curse that plagued the library. Some whispered of foul play, others of a broken heart. There were those who believed that Blackwood had discovered something he shouldn't have, something that led to his untimely death. The more Arthur listened, the more he realized that the truth was buried beneath layers of lies and half-truths. The library, once a hub of knowledge and community, fell into disrepair, shunned by locals who feared the whispers and shadows that haunted its halls. The grand reading rooms, once filled with eager scholars and curious minds, now stood empty and silent. Cobwebs adorned the corners, and the air was thick with the scent of decay. Yet, amidst the desolation, Arthur felt a sense of purpose. He was determined to uncover the truth, to restore the library to its former glory, and to lay the ghost of Elias Blackwood to rest. Section 6. The Hidden Chamber of Secrets. Following a faded map discovered tucked away in an old journal, Arthur found himself standing before a bookshelf hidden in the library's depths. He pulled a specific volume, triggering a clicking sound. The bookshelf swung inward, revealing a hidden chamber. Inside, dusty artifacts and forgotten manuscripts lay scattered upon a table. A chill permeated the air, colder than the rest of the library. Arthur felt a presence behind him, turning to see the ghostly librarian, Elias Blackwood, staring at him. His spectral finger pointed toward a weathered, leather-bound journal. Section 7. The Historian's Peril. Arthur's hands trembled as he opened the journal. The words, scrawled in elegant cursive, told a tale of betrayal, greed, and a hidden treasure within the library's walls. Blackwood had discovered the truth, leading to his untimely demise at the hands of an unknown assailant. As Arthur read, a cold dread washed over him. The journal entries hinted at a secret society, still active, still guarding the treasure. He realized with chilling certainty that he was in danger, targeted by the same shadowy figures who silenced Blackwood. Section 8. A blurry line between reality and specter. One night, as Arthur continued his research, the library plunged into darkness. The hair on the back of his neck stood on end. He felt a presence, cold and menacing, closing in. A pair of hands, ice cold, clasped over his mouth, stifling his scream. He struggled against the unseen assailant, his heart pounding in his chest. The darkness seemed to press in, suffocating him. He caught a glimpse of a face, twisted in anger and greed. Then everything went black. Section 9. The Haunting Continues. Arthur woke up in the hospital, his mind foggy, his body aching. The sterile smell of antiseptic filled his nostrils, and the beeping of machines was a constant reminder of his fragile state. He tried to piece together the events that led him here, but his memories were fragmented, like a shattered mirror. The police dismissed his story as a hallucination, a result of exhaustion and stress. They believed he was just another overworked individual who had succumbed to the pressures of life. Arthur's pleas fell on deaf ears, and he was left feeling isolated and misunderstood. But Arthur knew the truth. He had seen things, felt things that couldn't be explained away by mere stress. The images of the shadowy figure and the eerie library were etched into his mind, haunting his every thought. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched, that someone or something was out to get him. He had stumbled upon a secret, a dangerous one, and someone wanted to silence him. The more he thought about it, the more he realized that his life was in danger. He needed to find out what was going on, and he needed to do it fast. The sense of urgency was overwhelming, and he knew he couldn't trust anyone. He returned to the library, determined to uncover the truth. The place that had once been a sanctuary of knowledge now felt like a labyrinth of secrets. Every creak of the floorboards, every flicker of the lights, sent shivers down his spine, but he pressed on, driven by a need to understand the mystery that had turned his life upside down. As he stepped inside, he felt a familiar cold breeze and saw a book lying open on the floor. The air was thick with an unspoken tension, and the silence was deafening. He approached the book cautiously, his heart pounding in his chest. The title on the cover sent chills down his spine. It was Blackwood's journal. It was Blackwood's journal, its pages filled with warnings and pleas for justice. The handwriting was frantic, the words desperate. Arthur could feel the weight of the journal's history, the pain and suffering that had been poured into its pages. It was a cry for help, a plea for someone to right the wrongs that had been committed. Arthur looked up, his gaze meeting the spectral eyes of Elias Blackwood, his expression a mixture of sadness and urgency. The ghostly figure seemed to be trying to communicate something, a message that was just out of reach. Arthur felt a chill run down his spine as he realized that the haunting was far from over. The haunting continues.